I'll be talking about the E39 BMW 523i. So now, I know this is an old car compared to 2017's new 5 Series, but then I can tell you something about this car. This car is all about the driving experience and comfort. Obviously, that comfort comes with luxury, and that luxury comes with walnut trimmings, leather almost everywhere, as in everywhere. This E39 is more spacious than the previous 5 Series, and it is still competitive in today's market. Because recently I've been in a 2009 Toyota Camry, and this space can still compete with a car that's a decade older, a decade newer, I mean. And you know, despite this car's age, weight, and probably power, since this is a 2.5 liter 6-cylinder that produces 178 horsepower. I know that doesn't sound astonishing, but then it actually puts down the power pretty well. Despite its age, this E39 drives extremely well, phenomenal. I mean, its brakes, it's really responsive, it's strong. It feels quite nimble for a big car, actually, for, I don't mean big, but wide car. This is actually the first production car to have an all aluminum chassis, which made the car actually lighter. I think that's, if I remember correctly, it's 65 kilograms lighter than the previous models and any other production car, since the chassis is made of pure aluminum. That the engine block is also made out of aluminum, which also saves 30 kilograms of weight. So despite this car actually being heavy, it's actually quite light for its genre per se. So yeah, back to the figures. This car makes 170 horsepower for a 2.5 6-cylinder, and you might be saying like, that's quite weak for a 2.5 6-cylinder. Well, actually, if you're gonna think about the horsepower, sure, it could be, but then this car puts down the power properly. It does 0 to 100 in 7.7 seconds. Now, probably you're thinking that's not astonishing, but actually, to think about it, this is a luxury car, not a sports car. So, comparing it to the other competitors, I think this is quite good. Well, except if you're gonna compare it to the new 2017 Toyota Camry 3.5 V6, well then I believe that's way faster than this. But you know, the Toyota doesn't come with the brand prestige, the quality, like everything feels nice. If you close the door, it feels solid, and even when you lock the doors, it sounds like someone's, you know, fixing up a gun. Like, you can hear it. Let's try it. I don't know if you heard that, but then it sounds very satisfying. Oh yeah, since we're still on the engine, this is a double overhead cam 24 valve engine, which means it has 4 valves per cylinder. That's the standard required, 4 valves per cylinder, compared to other high compression engines which which has 5 valves per cylinder. A good example of that would be Toyota's 4AGE engine, their twin cam 20 valve, co-produced with Yamaha. Top speed of this car is actually 228 kilometers per hour. Now that's something. Going to the highways and, you know, rushing through the streets, you'd be flying in this car. So I think I'd recommend this car for that. Not only that, it's also very comfortable, leather, luxury everywhere. I'm riding over a horrible road right now, and you know, it's still very comfortable compared to my 1990 Toyota Corolla. What I like about this car actually is the steering feel. It's not too heavy, it's not too light either. It's that perfect weight, and it's very responsive actually compared to my Corolla. Obviously, it's very old, and my Corolla is somewhat delayed. Anyway, back to this car. This one is phenomenal. The power steering is great. The weight, as I said, and the other car that I've driven that's more responsive than a BMW is actually a Porsche. Well, I've driven a couple, and the Porsches 90s and 2000s, they're great. They're absolutely amazing. But then for the standard consumer, I don't think they'd notice pretty much about steering feel. But this one, comparing it to other cars, you'd notice it. It's very, very responsive. What I don't like about this car is that the fuel consumption in the Philippines, here in Metro Manila, is absolutely horrible. This gets 7.2 to 8.5 kilometers per liter in deadly, regular, horrendous Metro Manila traffic. Oh my goodness. However, if you bring this to the highway, I've been getting 12 to 13 kilometers per liter. Obviously, that's not full throttle, but then that's just regular pace driving like most average person would do. So that's actually quite great. And one thing to note also is that the E39 5 Series started their first production of the famous Corona rings, which up to now revolutionized the look of BMW. The Corona rings are actually commonly known as basically angel eyes. So that's a good thing to know. It comes in a halogen and a LED version. This one that I have is currently, thank you, is currently using the LED, which is nice. I like it. One thing to note also about this car is that this car won the Executive Car Award 5 years straight. How crazy is that? That's a world record, 5 years straight winning the Executive Car Award. So there is no doubt that this car is absolutely luxurious, and it was at its peak. It was the best of its time. So if you want to get old luxury, or basically a luxury car, I believe this car is still very good, and I recommend it for you if you're into, you know, old cars. This is the right one for you. And you know, it's actually cheap for getting a, you know, a European German car, considering you're getting a 6-cylinder 5 Series. So probably you wouldn't get this car if you're very fuel conscious and if it's really traffic in your place, and you wouldn't get this car if you could afford a new car. However, other than that, I think that's the only thing that I don't like about this car. The fuel consumption. It's not very great. Other than it's very luxurious, you know, as I said. And oh yeah, another thing I don't like about this car is its wheels. If I had a chance, I would change these wheels immediately. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.